Hello there and welcome to the Automatch Championship of the world. We're loading into a game between the best factions, that is Wehrmacht, played for you by Miragefla. As we stand right now, Miragefla is number 25 in the world as Wehrmacht versus the Soviets, played by Whorunbartertown. He is currently rank 21 or 21st in the world as Soviets. It is going to be on Whorunbartertown, which is newly improved as of just at the end of 2019. Check out that epic skybox, the atmospheric settings. Oh, beautiful. MG42 and infantry company build from Miragefla. He is from the north of Whorunbartertown, which isn't isn't classically the best Wehrmacht starting position. Because, of course, classically they start in the south, they try and set up here, they try and control the map from a southerly position. We have really good control of their munitions and not too far distant control of their fuel. Soviets in this case, Whorunbartertown, very good player. He's always been there or thereabouts in the top 50 of play, and he's always given the best players in the game a run for their money. And yeah, he's got some interesting commanders at his disposal. Shock rifle frontline, got GMCT, which isn't that interesting, and then airborne troop tactics, which is still new to me because I've been here since the day one of this game, or even like day minus 100 if you include Peter. Miragefla, now these are interesting commanders. Defensive doctrine, German infantry, which I suppose is quite popular, and then strategic reserves, which obviously is just the Tiger Ace. And to be honest, I did get used to this. I was doing a lot of casting for example, around the World Championship, but it's still kind of new to me. It feels, you guys have probably seen it a lot in especially bigger team games, for example, but in 1v1, Wehrmacht are not the flavour of the month, so it takes an original gangster to, break them out, and Miragefla's certainly been around the community for a very long time. Of course, he's been a big part of many balanced teams, the community balanced teams, and it's all quiet on the Western Front, not a single bullet fired thus far, and we can show that on the fog of war, seeing what they're going for. Good sandbags in a west position there. That's going to be a little citadel. It's got a green covered truck as well, and he's even been able to put them up here. But the MG42's looking to try and protect the cutoff now, because he's just about connecting the fuel. He's got the victory point and he's pushing up, which leaves him vulnerable. Doesn't quite know what Whorunbartertown's going to be going for, but most likely conscripts you'd have to expect if you were Miragefla. First bullets fired. Gren's repositioning. They know something is coming from the north. Due to the green cover, the conscripts are able to escape the suppressive qualities, but they backpedal away regardless. First death of the game, Pioneer and Conscript going toe-to-toe. Gren's come to spoil the party. Cons will most likely retreat very soon. Meanwhile, Gren's push forward here. They're defending in the north. We've got gathering forces there. Conscripts lose 2 soldiers, Pioneers 3. Here we go. The combat engineers are pushing through the envelope. Grenadiers looking to protect. More Grenadiers join the fray. Conscripts pushed away thanks to the MG42's change in direction here. Whorunbartertown looks to try and expose the flank but can't quite get there. Gren's holding firm. No casualties amongst their ranks. MG42 now has changed its focus of fire. Combat engineer, long retreat path. And that, by the way, is 5 conscripts. There's your 5th conscript, and he has indeed gone for airborne troop tactics. So a lot of SVT rifles in Miragefla's future. It's very early on a Saturday morning. It's 7:30, and yeah, I'm up because my girlfriend had to go to work, and I thought instead of study, I think it'd be a better use of my time to make a YouTube video, because then all of you get to watch it on your weekend. And I'm just a giving person, what can I say? Or I'm a procrastinating person, one of the two. I'm either giving or procrastinating, depending if you want to put a positive or a negative spin on my activities. More well-timed SVT drops. Gonna land on his head, perhaps? Ooh, close. Always leaving it close. More conscripts come in. And the Gren's just in a fight to the death here. Nice, well, very easy dodge. Miragefla's not famed for his excellent micro, by the way. He's more of a tactics and strategy player. Whorunbartertown's probably a little bit more well-rounded. Certainly going for a high micro, high infantry intensity game. Gren's with low health. There's no med bunker quite yet. Trying to push in. He has not denied any of the major resource points from Miragefla at this point in time. SVT's pushing in. MG42's exposed. He would have been seen there. We've got Veterancy 1 on the Combat Engineer already, which will bode well if he's going to go for... Well, of course he will. He'll get tanks at some point. I was going to say go for a tank. Because I always think about the working units in terms of veterancy, because it's all about those repair times, of course, in the late game. Conscript's pushed away, and he will have healing, and of course he does. Great thing about Soviets, you get so much manpower relative to the other factions in the early game. Your infantry only costs 240 manpower, as long as you're not getting them bled to a pulp. I don't know if that analogy works. Let's go with it. Oh, Gren's with an LMG. And we've got 4 SVT squads now. They're all ready to tango. Just this guy hasn't got one. And it does indeed cost 45 munitions, so it'll be a little while till he has a full accompaniment. Let's just check out the fatalities so far. Miragefla is absolutely killing it. Quite literally. Luckily for these conscripts, that shrubbery saved many of their lives. Grens want to embark upon a shootout, but do have an MG42 to fall back on. You've got to say Miragefla's had great control at this point in time. He's been able to defend both of his high points against an onslaught of Asiatic hordes, as you know, many of the propaganda class would like you to know. I can't speak. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I kind of did an Imperial Dane impression, but I was trying to invoke, you know, negative things, so I didn't want to say anything negative about Imperial Dane because I love him. So I definitely changed my mind on that one. 522 is now on the field. Always said in a camp accent if you're A for some reason. It's a beautiful camouflage. I'm just keeping that on the center, well, not the center of your screen, but on your screen for as long as possible. Really matches the map, and I just think it's sexy. In fact, I think that deserves a really nice close-up as it kills this conscript squad. And he can be sure there are no 18As. He's going for the static burst. He gets it. The reason he can be sure, of course, is because he's seen so many SVTs. One less now. 45 munitions and 240 manpower die in the blink of an eye. And he's going for a 251 now. I tell you what, Miragefla with the builds. This is a badass Wehrmacht build order. He's just using all of his grenadiers in unison, and you know that you just know that this is a Wehrmacht flavored map, which is not what you see on the side of many chocolate bars, I admit. Using the half track to heal the grenadiers. Check out that health bar. See, Miragefla is probably one of the people that, like, you know, suggested or implemented this change, and now he's using it. Isn't that cheating? You change the game, or Relic allow you to, in an official capacity, and then you use your changes. That's OP as fuck, in my opinion. Pack 40 now out, so he's just anticipating whatever could be coming from... What could it be? Is he building the M5? No, of course, he's going for an Su-76 rush. Gren's going to offload some Hatra straight into the garrison. Hell of a lot of SVT rifles. I'm not so sure he wants... Oh, he may want to tango. He has 2 LMGs in the windows. Yes, they do indeed get both of them. Oh, it would have been good if he'd gotten the Pak 40 up there in time, but he does not. It's the Grenins that... I'm going to say the bunker, the mobile bunker. And reverses harmlessly away. Here comes the Pak 40. As I say, Miragefla not renowned for his micro. You saw how delayed the Pak 40 being brought up was, but it's just the build orders and the strategies he uses make him a very dangerous player. And also the synergies he uses. Plays the faction how it's meant to be played. Ren on a lot of damage there. Needs to get the hell out of dodge. Pak 40 in position. Cone of fire. Gets the shot. Can't get a follow-up though. Why did he... Interesting. That must have been a misclick. I don't know why he pressed that button, but he did. Don't know how that helps. Does that help in any way?
Mortar team has arrived.
He's getting a mortar. He's now putting himself in for the long slog.
The sector is at risk.
Much like a British general after 1914. It seems all of our troops have died. Requesting barbed wire and artillery.
We need to re-establish our supply
And that's
line.
exactly what he's going to get. Pak 40 pushes in very dangerously. MG42 does not have his back right now. A little bit of being exposed from Miragefla. And of course the mortar's starting to hammer down. He can reinforce if he can get the half track within his own territory sector. There it is. As soon as he gets over the line, he starts to reinforce, but it was too late. Grens need to get there now. A lot of damage being put down. Doesn't want to... Oh! Loses a Gren squad almost. Just about hits stop. Did you see that? I'm sorry, I'm going to pause because this is exciting and it's a very tense engagement. But he was about to obviously take it. He sees one model dot and he hits halt immediately. So his micro ain't that bad. Ooh, conscripts thinking of going for it. They take it. This is dangerous now. 222's coming to try and gather it. And a 6-man MG42. He did use merge there as well, by the way. Very cool. Rifle nade much too late. So all of Miragefla's early game dominance gone in the blink of an eye. And there you go. There's that MG42. They've got the loot. And they've got away with it scot-free. So 260 manpower. Or if you want to times it by 2, because you've just given your opponents a weapon worth 260. And of course the conscripts, I'm just doing this for the new players, the conscripts 240. So they're the big losses in this game. You can call it, 520 down from Miragefla now because his opponent has the weapon. And Whorunbartertown has just lost one conscript squad, suddenly putting him in a commanding position. He knows his opponent's had a lot of fuel though, so even if you're in a commanding position, you still have to be thinking of what could be on the horizon. That is, of course, recon mode, which gives you a hell of a lot of sight for certain. Just the 82mm variant. And we have got a commander choice. We should probably talk about this considering one of the units has just come onto the field. It is the Stug E, the little Stuggy, and it's cute, doing a little forward, backward moonwalk kind of thing for us. Just experience that as minor glitch. The mini Brumbear has come to bear. Oh, 251 is low on health. Has to disembark and get the hell out of there. What's he thinking? Oh God, loses an entire grenadier there? Yes, indeed, he loses the grenadier. MG42's also been decrewed very recently, but the Stuggies trying to protect. Conscripts push past the projectile. 222's having to defend. Nice big shot goes on one of the conscripts, lowering all health on the soldiers. Ziskin clears the way for another shot. I can't believe Miragefla did not spot the danger there. And that's what I'm saying. When you're watching rank 25 versus rank 21, they're just imperfect enough to make it very exciting indeed. Mistakes were made. Just like Napoleon's army. I don't remember Napoleon's army quite like this. Okay, One shot goes in, 222 pushes around the cusp. T70's getting some decent shots. We just had rank 2 on the 222, but it doesn't matter as the veterancy vanishes in the blink of an eye. Stuggy's trying to make up for it. Miragefla with the heavy losses now. Big shot comes in but misses. Constantly giving him issues. Now definitely showing that the recon mode is no joke. That is indeed a tactic. So let's explore defensive doctrine. Pat 43 could be an option later on. That'd be certainly exciting. As could sector artillery. You may even want to go for some, well, not Ostrupens on this map in particular, because it's not really a map where you try and push the flanks very much, because the centre is so exposed that most of the fighting happens in the centre. So if you commit to pushing the flanks too much, as we're seeing Whorunbartertown do, I mean, this is not a bad chance to do it because his opponent is pushed back into base. But if he was to do this too often, obviously Miragefla would be allowed to settle. And let's just look at that increased recon. He knows that Miragefla isn't. He's also using a flare, so he's doubly safe right now, and just great reconnaissance. I'm not going to say it's StarCraft 2-esque because you know, it's nothing like the reconnaissance they do in that game, but you know, it's just better to see, in my opinion, a bit more reconnaissance in Company Heroes 2. I do prefer it. Just when you're spotting just that little bit more. If you've got a second Stug E come on the field, but we're not going to look at him because the first Stug E is causing havoc. There's the second one. And the Pack 40 with a nice long range shot, keeping the T70 at bay. Conscripts in peril. They're being a little bit too static for my tastes, but the cover says down Mr. President and keeps them all in the fight. Now they're exposed. Don't want to linger. And indeed they don't. T70 also protecting their retreat path. The second Stuggy comes into view. Now I need to sneeze. I don't want to though. Oh. There we go. I don't know why I had to pause. I could have carried on. I don't want to miss a second though. This is a very exciting battle. I do pick my auto-match games. I don't just jump into the first one I see. I check out their stats. I look at if they're on a win streak or not. Both players are on a win streak in this game. I know they're both in fighting form. Oh, nice big shots over the hedgerow, causing all kinds of problems. T70 and Zisgun forced away. I thought we were having a momentary I've quit lag spike there, but we're not. He's certainly still in the fight, and he's in for the fight for a big reason. He's being able to get his T-34-76 out. And this is a classic CoH2 battle now. We've got just that prepared position Wehrmacht play with assault guns, which is enough to give anybody a Vera Bubona, versus Soviet play straight out of the deep battle textbook. Originally 5 conscripts, now 4, with a double Zisgun. He's cancelled the T-34 though. Not too sure on that. Let's check out the stats. Miragefla 58 to 40. Graph-wise, army value has swung in Miragefla's favour with the building of the second Stug E. Speaking of which, pushing behind the bushes. They're great for this because they can't crush the bush, but they can shoot over it. Well, he's not doing that, but of course, just to stay protected. And he is losing the impetus now, in my opinion. Maybe he wants to go for an SU-85, but he has enough fuel for it. So I don't quite know what he's waiting for. Good shooting through the bushes there by the T-70, causing problems. Keeping that conscript alive. If he hadn't, that conscript was done for. All grouped conscript squads. Oh, nice attack grounds. Oh, the Brumbears, though, with some hellacious shots from 2 angles. MG42 just chilling in their house, protecting the vital underbelly of Miragefla's prepared position. Bunker finally being built. It's been a long time. Miragefla still in battle phase. 2, but he's not built. Oh, there we go. Stuggy goes down from a wombo combo from 2 Ziskuns and the T-70 penetrating and scouting for it. I might have to tilt my camera down a little bit at times on longer sky, and I've always had to do this on this map because the engagements become so long range, and that's why he's using the T-70 with its spotting abilities. There you go, taking off. Did you see how much it jumped there? Oh no! Pack 40 and Stuggy get their vengeance just as we were highlighting that excellent spotting capabilities. The double Pack 40 shots against double Zisk shots, showing that both pack the firepower to end any light vehicle's life. Fortunately for Miragefla, it was the Veteran C2 Stuggy with its superior fire rate and more fire rate at Veteran C3, becoming like a Brumbear machine gun almost. Probing in the east. MG42 has been pushed out thanks to the mortar, but is still in the vicinity. It's a shame we lost the half track. I believe that was giving the Wehrmacht player Miragefla a little bit more mobility and aggression. He now has the full accompaniment of abilities, including sector artillery, which is very ready. Oh, there you go. Nice first shot. A lot of health damage. He's still building. This squad's dead. Needs to spot it. So that's Miragefla. I suppose he's just protecting his own sectors, keeping fuel and munitions, whilst he rebuilds his army. Or heals it, at least. Katusha is the next build for WBT. And we've got another mortar from Miragefla. Great to use mortars on longer sky, and I'll tell you why. The smoke allows you to cap that central victory point in the late game. And I'll tell you what, I really do feel like we're starting to see the emergence of longer sky time. 20 minutes have passed, and we are no closer to knowing who wins this battle. 397, 328 on the victory point counts. And yeah. You're going to have to buckle up, buckaroos, because we could be in for the long haul. We might be in it for a long haul, rather. Katusha, possibly thinking of its first salvo. Is it going to go straight in there? Could well do. We've got an MG42 that's sitting static. Got low health grenadiers. Also got grenadiers and nice mine sweeping there. Pushing straight through and past. Going to keep an eye on the Katusha. There it is. First. Oh, nice on the Pioneers there, causing problems. However, he pushes forward. Nice work by Miragefla not to panic. Just to think this is but a Pioneer. And in a way, he's minesweeping for him. A lot more mines as well, by the way. So the Katusha will now be able to chill out in this sector. And yeah, it did get 3 kills, but they were just Pioneers. And that doesn't count. Oh! 1 died. So I missed it on camera, but he died. I was wondering why it was 3, not 2. And the answer is the Katusha and the conscript squad worked to finish him off. My bad, I was so certain he'd be fine. How wrong I was. So this is going to be quite a static battle by the looks of things. And it may even possibly be worth just thinking how this can erupt into the next phase. And we have our answer. It's better late than never, but a T-3476 finally is being built. We also have the Sturmovik rocket run. Not that there are many vehicles, there is only the Stug E. Still on single-digit kills. MG42 in a dominant position, but he does not have that victory point, meaning his count is slowly fading. Ever so slowly. More flares coming down. Do we have the possibility of a smoke barrage? No, the mortar was pushed away before it could do anything there. Stolen MG42 being a nuisance, but it's been vanquished by a nice flank. T-3476 going to go through the centre. 7 kills on the GRW34. I think it's Gravat something. I can't remember how you say it. Nice late Molotovs there. Of course, getting the quicker fire time that veterans see. Is it 2 or 3 these days? I'm not too sure, but nice Katyusha barrage coming in. MG42 in peril. I'll tell you what, this Grenadier squad, I don't know why it stayed in the battle. That was very dangerous, and the salvo needs to be kind to it. It was very kind indeed. T-34 looking to finish the job on the MG42, does indeed. Now the conscripts are looking to try and take it. Pack 40 stopping. Oh, Pioneer down. He still gets a squad wipe, but at least the MG42 is kept safe. It's going to bug me, I have to Google it. Granatwerfer, that's it. What was I? Garat? Granatwerfer. It throws grenades. How beautiful the German language truly is. Zisparos keeping him off the central victory point. Katyusha's now up to 5. 4 of the original 5 conscript squads are still alive. I think that's quite respectable in my opinion. Although it hasn't been the most maneuverable of battles, but what could you have expected? It is Longroskaya. Molotov trying to deny area there. Pack 40's trying to push up and to get into good position, but no spotting scopes, which is usually a good ability to try and get on your Wehrmacht commander in this game. The game of Longroskaya. The game of 26-minute Panzer IVs. Oh, it is beautiful to behold. We're going to be here for the next half an hour and you just know it. Over, under, and when the game time ends, I reckon 52 minutes has got to be the average for all betting. We do have anti-tank grenades. And we've got a lot of pressure being applied by WBT right now. He's pushing in with Zisgun support. He's got the damaged engine critical, but the shot misses. All important shot. Let's get on Fog of War for WBT and see what he can see. He's spotting for it. He's going to try and finish it off. He has a fresh grenade to throw. 1 should do it, and that's a Vet 2. Stug 3 down. There he is. We've also got the T-34 pushing in. We've got the Katyusha, who is ready for a salvo should he need it. He's pushed him in to the pocket. Can he close it? Nice rifle grenade, forcing away that Veteran C3 conscript squad. LMG's finally trying to finish the job, and here comes the Katyusha. Better late than never. Oh, Grenadiers in peril. He pushes forward. Always a good idea. Can't decrew the pack. Now the T-34 may die. Indeed it does, thanks to the backup. See what I mean? If you put your camera down, you can see way more on Longroskaya. Wouldn't have seen that quite the way we did otherwise. Just 2 poor Grenadiers. Both on Veteran C3. Fuel in the bag. WBT has its sizable advantage, and he's about to get triple cap. So he's used the... to be honest, that was just picking the right moment to attack and using the Zisguns in support, I feel. The conscripts headed it up. He pushed the MG42 out of battle. He's using excellent reconnaissance throughout this engagement. And there it is. Checking out some of the kills on some of these units. Just an overall well battled fight by WBT, in that he's using all of his units in synergy. There's no MVP player unit. Very much the Soviet way. Well dodged there. He parted the Red Sea just in time. And the triple cap will start to take effect now. Yes, the Panzer IV is out. And he does, of course, have the double MG42, the double pack, the double mortar, the double Gren, and the 1 medium tank. But he has to get them all fighting for him at the same time. He can't afford for this. He needs to push out of the Kessel. The cauldron of death that he currently resides in is not a very welcoming one. I mean, cauldrons don't tend to be overly welcoming, I must admit, but still, the analogy holds firm.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
42 doing the same in the center, but he doesn't currently have any real territory to protect. The double grenadiers with LMG-42s, they're not the most mobile of units, and the conscripts are able to hold them at bay for long enough and stop them capping the victory points that they so sorely desire. And although Miragefla's strategies were great in the early game, nice smoked out by the way there, smoking out the MG. Rifleman dodged yet again.
The enemy has 100 points remaining.
100 points remaining for Miragefla. Has this just been an excellent tactical battle by Whorunbartertown? And as I'll... Oh, here it is. And Katusha to finish the game. He's building another one as well. Really just wants to eke out the victory points now and not allow Miragefla any chance of holding anything in this game. Ostwind out from Miragefla. He clearly can't go toe-to-toe with the conscripts, and he knows it. All veterancy 3. All SVT upgraded. 6-man squads, like an original OG. Original, that makes no sense. You can tell it's 7:30 in the morning. 8 o'clock now, rather. Here he is. The apprentice Katusha.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
8 kills on the master. No veterancy quite yet. Oh, Grenadier is going to be met with a very rockety death. Very close salvo here. This could be fatal instantly. 1 man remains. He's so lucky to escape and survive there. Meanwhile, we've got a hold on the right victory point. 49 of those bad boys remaining. 2 Katushas. But here comes the armor. He's coming from a northern position. The Ziskuns come to meet him. He has to do something aggressive. He has to be aggressive. Be aggressive. As cheerleaders may say. In one of the more dystopian American sporting chants. T-34 is going to try and just do some janitorial duties in case any of Miragefla spills out onto the battlefield. And I am very surprised that Whorunbartertown was able to finish this game off and keep Miragefla at bay. And dominate him, quite frankly, using the 4 conscripts. And it just, not the build order, it was how he used them. He synergized, he had everything in the right place at the right time, and Miragefla is certainly beaten. Surely, no, he has 1 grenadier capping in the north. He has just wasted that MG42. Panzer IV's pushing in, he's trying to get around the side. He's going in for the Katushas, but he gets a damaged engine, and now he is destroyed. Meanwhile, conscripts come to try and finish things off. We've got a big battle in the east as the Ostwind pushes in. Molotov goes in against the MG42. That is a Soviet mine. He rolls over. The T-34 focuses on that damaged engine, Ostwind. Meanwhile, in the centre, conscripts take out the mortar of all things. Pack 40 gets a juicy shot in. But there you go. And Miragefla ticks down to 0. And so we see an end of a very surprising early victory. And that makes me want to put some... originally it was General's Gentleman, and then it was Tightrope, putting a little bit of time on the end of the game to make you feel like the game is continuing. So what I am going to do is just that. I'm going to go downstairs and make myself a lovely cup of tea. There we go. The game is over. Thank you for watching. Oh, the game is now moving. Thank you for watching. I'm just going to put that in the center there, just so YouTube people don't get to whatever. Well, if they're like spanning through the... Well, the thing is, if people go through the bar and like look ahead, they will notice it's a static image, but you can do that on Tightrope's version as well. And I'll do this now and again, especially if in the cast we've been talking about a long game. I know this wasn't the most hype, but it's just interesting. And we'll just very quickly analyze what we saw happen. The conscripts with the SVTs, as I say, they are powerful, but it's the way he used them, and the way he was able to use reconnaissance to spot for his enemy and position all of his units in perfect position. It was a very, very tight tactic, and I really enjoyed it. Whorunbartertown, meanwhile, Pack 40 was good. Did get 2 nice kills, but I just felt he wasn't quite sharp enough on the micro front. I thought his build order was excellent, but he kind of flagged and failed a little bit after that 20-minute mark. I think Whorunbartertown had a bigger reserve of top-level micro, in my opinion, and he was able to utilize it. Lost his MG 5 times. That's not good. Grenadier once, obviously. Lost both assault guns, all of his vehicles, basically, and that was in the heat of combat. The Flak Panzer doesn't really count because that happened quite late, but yeah, not the best. Alright then, I'm going to make a cup of tea now and I'll turn the cast off in a second. Thank you for watching, all of you, and I hope you have a pleasant weekend. I'll see you soon.